It's the Strong Girl Shuffle podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to the Strong Girl Shuffle. Ready?
This episode, we're going to be talking about the Arnolds that happened this weekend. Oh, I was on the edge of my seat. Oh, it was good.
Woo! I'm so excited for this. Okay.
We got
I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna get so many spoilers.
That's the thing with Strongman. Like you get used to the spreadsheet. Like, as much as I enjoyed watching the Strongman, I missed my spreadsheet. I was still looking on there. Because there's just so many numbers and like how it all presents, and it's like, where's everyone stand after the event? Like, it's hard to remember while watching. So I thoroughly enjoy having the spreadsheet there with me while watching it live. So it's like it's a kind of an interesting combination.
Yeah.
This was a really the Arnold Strongman Classic was this past weekend, and this was the second year that the women's pro were alongside the men, which is another fantastic thing. Prize money was exactly the same, promotions were exactly the same. Like, oh, chef's kiss.
That's great.
Yeah, and so the events were mostly the same. A few were different. So as an example, the men had an axle press and the women had a monster single arm dumbbell press. And then they had like the same stones, just different names for the stones, but the same movements and whatnot.
Okay.
They had the events for the Arnold was max deadlift, elephant bar. So it's a longer bar and very bendy. And then the second one was a timber carry, which is like Arnold is famous for. It's very heavy and it's on an incline. So it's going, oh, it's a hard piece to do.
Good for the calves.
No, more for the back.
You wouldn't, like, where you're going an incline, you wouldn't count that as like a calf exercise, a calf workout?
Maybe it's more. Yeah, I wouldn't, like, I'm sure their calves were burning, but it's not a. If it was a longer distance, then yeah, I would say, yeah, like, it still affects your whole body. Like, it's a hard thing no matter what. But I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never done
it. I'm not excited to try it if we ever do.
And then the second day they had the monster dumbbell for the women. It was for the record. And so it was a really interesting format. So they had 4 attempts. Each barbell or each dumbbell equal different points. So the top one was 1,000 points. The second was 100, 10, and 1 type of situation. So you get to pick to go to, and then if you got it, you could do 1 rep and then go back and wait for your second attempt. It got a little weird in my opinion because, like, as an example, the second you started to rep it out, you were done. But even if you still had 2 attempts, which it was a little weird, but I like the idea. I just think it should have been they were able to rep it out each, because they had 30 seconds to get it up, right? So if you rep it out twice in 30 seconds, why not go back and get another chance to do it? But so it was a weirder setup. I haven't seen it that way. I don't know if this was the first time it's been done like that before. But that was really interesting. The men had the axle clean and press, and this was an axle that didn't, like most axles, rotate. This one was fixed, so it was very challenging to get to your shoulders. And then we had the Dinny stones for the men, and then there was similar, I can't remember the name of the stones, but basically the same idea, holding the stones and walking with it. So challenging. I just had to hold them. I didn't have to walk with them. So just imagine walking with them.
Oh, no, I can't because I was already afraid of you dropping it on your feet. I can only imagine people actually walking with it.
And then it was had a really interesting a stone medley type of situation. So the first thing they had to lift a stone overhead, then they had to lift a stone over bar, and then they had what's called a natural stone. So it's just a stone they found out in nature. They file it down a little bit so it's not as rough, but it's very awkward, and it takes time to figure it out. And that's for as many reps as they can type of situation.
Is that the one where it's on the ground and they're almost like just lifting it up from the ground?
No, they have to get shoulder.
Okay, no, there's a different one that I'm thinking of. I think it derived in Scotland, where they have like a natural stone similar to what you're saying, except it's just on the ground and they have to try to lift it. It's like a boulder lift or something.
Quite a few of those stones in Scotland, Ireland, there's a few of the there's like a stone tour that people can do where it's
Yes.
just lifting it up. But this particular event, they had to get to their shoulder, and their arm either down or off to the side, depending on how you want it. So the men had
Okay.
different, like same stones, just different heavier weights. So it was really,
Okay.
yeah.
It's nice to see that they kind of collectively balance the male and the female competition to match each other. That's lovely. I like that.
And it was, and like I was like, I was really excited. Like the women went first, and then it was the men, and it was very much like the crowd, I guess, was absolutely amazing. They were supporting both. It was a sold out show, and like people really
Oh,
were there promoting it, and it was so nice to see. Like even when they were talking about like the strongman, like advertising it, they were advertising the start time for the women, not just for the men, which was I really,
oh,
it's something small, but I appreciated it. Right?
kudos to you, Arnold. Bring it in. Fucking keep it open, dude. I love that.
So yes, it was very exciting to see that Arnold put on an amazing show where it's really highlighting both the men and the women. So we are going to go into some stats and the results. Oh, so I was
All right.
invested the entire time. So Megan hasn't seen it yet, so you get a little spoilers because
I
you get to watch it.
haven't.
That's
I'm
okay.
going to be watching it this weekend, and I'm super, super excited because we actually had a previous strongman rejoining the competition this year.
Yes.
And I never really got to like I got to see old videos of him. And I'll let Allie introduce him a little bit more, just kind of like, foreshadowing, getting the viewers excited. Who is this person? Um
Anyone who knows Strongman knows who this person is. Let's be real.
but I was introduced to him in a little bit of a darker period in his time. He was kind of a little bit of a rowdy guy, especially with Eddie. Um,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah, so I kind of got to see a little bit of a darker side to him. And when I was first introduced, I was like, I don't know, like it's not the vibe. Like strongman is all about positive energy and openness and engaging the audience and trying to be your best self. And then I did a little bit more digging as I got to know Allie, and I got to see a different side of this person. I was like, wow, like I can completely understand where this aggression came from, because like you want to be the best version of yourself, you want to get to the top, and it wasn't getting there for him. So I completely get it now. Like,
And honestly, I'm actually like, I think he's a phenomenal athlete, but I wasn't the biggest fan of him when he was in it. I'm excited
yeah.
that he's back. Of course, we're talking about Thor. I'm sorry, we didn't even say
Yes,
it. It's
Thor
Thor, the
Bjorson.
Mountain, from Game of Thrones. Like he's one of the top most famous strongman there is. Like
Mhm,
he really helped put strongman on the map with being in
mhm,
Game of Thrones. Like a lot of people didn't know who he was or even what the sport was. So that it really
mhm.
helped boost strongman in general. So it was so exciting to see that he is back. And like he is like, if people say he's one of the best strongman, like it's arguably, like not in my opinion, but we all have opinions.
Up
Uh
for debate.
it's a debate, but he's in the ringer. He's there.
Oh yeah.
And so, like there's no one could have beaten him in 2018. No questions. He did, like he won the Arnold,
Mm-mm.
he won World's Strongest Man, and he won the Rogue. Those are the three competitions. And only four people have won that. Actually five now because of our boy Mitchell Hooper.
Woo, 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 woo.
Who,
Oh, Moose.
spoiler, is back-to-back Arnold champs.
Oh, sorry. Give me a minute. Okay. I never looked at the stats yet either. I, I was like, you know what? I'll wait until she talks about it, because like I want to be surprised. I haven't seen it. I'm excited to see it.
So we're gonna
Let's
start
get
with
into it.
women, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna kind of start in reverse order, going from the bottom up to the top, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about each person um, in the competition, how they did, and what I saw watching it live.
Before we get into it, can you please tell us where you found these stats?
I found these on the Strongman archives, but of course, the one and only, they are the most up to date. Like that, because like I mentioned earlier, I needed my spreadsheet. That's who I went to because they are up to date.
That's right. So if you guys are actually watching watching the strongman competition while it's happening, that's where you can actually find the stats, as Ali was saying. So if you're watching it while it's happening, just going through the Instagram lives, then you can
Oh,
definitely
this
keep
one
an eye on the
was
spreadsheets.
live. Like I watched this one. This event was broadcast live.
Oh,
Yes,
oh, that's awesome.
yes, this is not all of them are, but this one was. It was on YouTube. It free. Oh
Okay,
yeah, yes.
okay.
So we're gonna start with the women
Wow.
first.
Okay, okay. Progression in all forms.
It's
Let's
getting there.
go.
Moving in the right direction.
I got my tea, I got my stats. Let's get into it.
All right, so we're going to be starting off with our 12th place finisher, three times world's strongest woman, Donna Moore from Great Britain. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So she unfortunately got hurt. So we don't, I haven't actually, oh, there's a lot of injuries, girl.
Oh
Oh,
no.
girl, you just wait. So unfortunately, she did get injured. This was so it was actually on the frame carry. There were some questions on whether
Oh,
it fell on her foot, but we don't.
oh
I haven't heard any. I know. I said that. I know. But then she came back and did the stones. The next,
it's
nostalgic,
patriotic. Oh.
patriotic. There's another great word. There's something very nostalgic, patriotic about the Stones for Great
Yeah.
Britain, because that's where they're from. So
Yeah.
she did come back and do. So she did 3 out of the 5 events, and she had 7 points. Oh,
Wow.
the next one. The next one's
She
heartbreaking.
persevered. Well,
Oh,
good for her. But like my fear has been proven.
I wasn't gonna tell you until I was going in the stats, but yeah. And so then we had a next heartbreaking injury. The winner from last year, Victoria Long, tore a hamstring on the deadlift.
Oh
Very-
no.
She was going for 666 pounds and then tore her hamstring. Done for the rest of the competition. But even still being still with tearing her hamstring, the first thing, she came in 11th with 10 points.
Crazy.
Right? So then we have Erin Murray, who came in 10th with 25 points. She did really well. She is one of the lightest competitors. She actually won the under 82 kilograms national title. She's really up and
Oh.
coming. And she did really well, but like say she's still so new to it. And with being in the lighter weight categories, these open categories are a big jump. So
Mhm.
she is like say she finished 10th with 25 points. Amazing.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited to see what she can do.
How many competitions has she done before this?
Um, I she's relatively new to the scene. She started end of last year is when I
Okay.
first heard of her. So she's very new to it. She might have been doing
Okay.
more amateurs, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, this is
She
my first time seeing her name.
So Victoria Long and Erin Murray are both from America. I forgot to tell you. Then we have our next Melissa Peacock, our Canadian girl. Once again, another very much a lightweight, lighter weight, in the 82 kilogram sector. She is, I think, arguably the shortest. They did actually were doing the stones, and they had to shorten their arms because it was barely off the ground.
Oh my gosh, I
Right?
can't wait to see that. That's
Oh
me.
yes. And so for her, she's an amazing deadlifter. I don't have the official stats, I just have the highlights. But she was definitely in the top 6, maybe 5 for the deadlift. But the thing that really like broke my heart for this girl was the monster dumbbell. So
Mm.
she went for the world record of 185 pounds overhead. Once again, she is arguably the smallest person there. She
Yeah.
got it over her head 5 times, but she just couldn't
Okay.
hold it out. And there's some
Oh.
question. Oh no, girl, there's some questions. Like they had to do a review because, like, to me and to the commentators, they're like, "That's a lockout," but to the
Mm,
judge, it wasn't. So there, I felt for my heart broke for her. Because,
that sucks.
but she lifted it 5 times over her head. That's
Yeah.
I probably, if not, it's probably her body weight over her head with one arm.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, just a reminder, this is just wow.
Yeah, exactly. And then next in 8th place was Andrea Thompson, which was I was heartbroken.
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, like this was a sad one because
She's our girl.
I love her. Oh my god, she's loves. Like I feel like I follow her. Like, she's tough. I just love her. But she did like oh her opening deadlift was like butter. It went up like nothing. And then
Mm.
so then she was struggling with the dumbbell too. And so
Mhm.
what came out, because like she was really fixated on getting that second one, which would have been 100 points. I think it was 174. I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
And she couldn't get it. She did five,
Mm.
six, 7 times. She couldn't get it. And we were all
Damn.
like, why is she not going down? Like to at least get points because she zeroed that event. But yeah,
Oh.
but Laws, her coach, came through and said that was me. I told her to keep going. I'm like she came to
Mm.
win, and she knew she needed to get that to win, and
Yeah.
because so she was like she
Oh,
lost and law like I didn't see that because didn't I'm not all up to date on his videos, but he in his video was like no I told her to keep doing that, and you listen to your coach and these
that's right.
situations like, and so he's like like that one's on me.
Mhm.
Because originally I was like, "What the hell's going on here?"
Yeah. Also, Andrea is from Great Britain.
Yes,
Just
yes, she is.
yeah. She's a British babe.
She is a British babe. And
I
then,
absolutely adore her.
and then we have Rebecca Robbins, also from Britain, and currently
Also
the
good.
world's strongest woman.
Yeah.
Six. Oh wait, there's a tie for six. Sorry.
Mhm.
So her and Sam both tied on points with 34 points.
That's
Um,
crazy.
So she did really well. I'm trying to like, oh, her frame carry was absolutely amazing. Flew right
Of
up.
course.
She did have a bit of a tweak of an injury. Like she kept on pulling under she mentioned something about her glute muscle. So like she was hurting. She was hurting, and you could tell she wasn't as
Mm.
where she normally is.
Nothing sucks more than a fucking cramp in your booty.
In the past, literally.
Exactly. And who wants to walk around with something on their shoulders when they got a twinge? Worst feeling ever.
Yep. And so then next, also tied for six, like so they have both were tied, is Sam Bellevue, our Canadian girl, our New Brunswick girl. We love her.
Yeah.
Also heading of the Strongman Corporation here in Canada. Love that.
Oh, is
Um,
she really?
oh yeah, it's her and Sam run, her and Maxine run that.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that's right. I couldn't remember who the female was, but I knew Maxine. Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got the name to the face now.
um, so she did fantastic. Her deadlift is like definitely something that is like her weak point. I say weak point when she's still got a PR like a 516 pounds. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But in the scheme, that is one of her weaker events. Um,
Yeah.
you did like say she broke the record twice with 100, and like she's going to be the first woman to lift 200 pounds over her head with the circle dumbbell. Like that is her event. Oh,
Yeah.
it was beautiful to watch. Like I'm excited to
Wow.
watch it. And then another really highlight for her, I thought, was a stone medley. So she was actually the
Ooh.
first woman to get it to her shoulder. Once again, she's one of the smaller women. Like she's in that 82 kilogram, 82, 83, whatever it is, um,
Yeah.
category, and she was the first person to get it to her shoulder, and no one else did until there's one person who just blew it out of the water. But we'll get to her.
Mhm.
It was all these other bigger competitors were not able to get it. So I was really impressed that Sam was able to get that to her shoulder.
She's got some really nice jacked shoulders and butt. Like she's got the shape that I want. She's got that triangle shape. Like she is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're all gorgeous ladies, and I commend them all for all their achievements, despite some with injuries, but they still persevered. Like that's incredible.
So that like speaking of injuries and persevering, um I'm gonna butcher this name. Ignis Costello from the US.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so she is an amazing competitor as well. So on the frame carry, she's going up with it and it's right at the top. She trips, smashes her face. Off.
Yeah, I've seen that clip.
Ooh. Did you see the pictures
Yeah.
afterwards?
No, I was too afraid.
She literally
I
looked like she had been in a boxing fight. Like
yeah.
in the image where she falls, it didn't like it looked she hit her face. It like that's never fun. But it didn't look that
Yeah.
bad until the next day when you saw her, she literally looked like she had been punched in the face.
Yeah.
And she finished
Oh.
the competition. Like I haven't looked recently, but before she had posted It was worse the third day. Ooh, like,
Oh, yeah. All
yeah,
the blood vessels is ready. Yeah.
goodness. But what a champ. And she once again is from the United States, an amazing competitor, and like she's a force to be reckoned with.
That just shows you like when a woman's got her mind set, she's gonna do it,
Exactly. Exactly.
girl.
And then we have Lindsay or Hannah Lindsay Swampy. So she's pretty impressive. She had a bloody um deadlift, which was something she was
Oh.
very proud of. So when you're lifting those heavy weights, sometimes you get nosebleeds, and some people absolutely love it. And like to me, that's not my thing, but she's like, "Fuck yeah, my nose
It
energy is there." She did
makes for a great picture.
um, so she did really well on like she was really like constant in all of them. Like I don't think she won any events, but she was like in the top three. And like with this sport, like she finished fourth with 40 points. Like
Mhm.
that's still an amazing performance, especially because like say this is her second round of Arnold. Like she's relatively new as well, I think. I'm not
Yep.
not sure. But she did very well.
Yeah.
Um
I mean, top 5. I still think that's fantastic.
Absolutely. So then we have Lucy Underdown. This was her first year being invited to the Arnold, which was shocking because she is the world record in the deadlift.
Mhm.
And so she came out and made 666 pounds look like nothing. Nothing. It was beautiful. And she did really well as she like came through and like she was in the
Mhm.
top three for the like or she was in the first for the first sorry. She was in first place for a long time. Like she was right there. There was a couple of the events. The dumbbell really hurt her, and the stone medley really hurt her. But still,
Yeah.
finishing third in her first time being there. Like I was,
She yeah, she sorry. She actually is in second place. She tied in second. She
you're right.
tied second. Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why she's classified as in third is because with the rules, she is they go by the last event. So the last event,
Oh.
like so how you place in the last event will determine the order. So that is why like when Sam and Rebecca they tied, but Sam finished the stone medley where Rebecca didn't. And that once again is the same. Olga,
Oh.
who is our Ukrainian, who came in second. Yeah, no, thank you for I forgot I didn't realize I'm just going through the names. I didn't even notice that
No,
there
that's all right. That's all right. You're so excited. I love it.
so Olga, oh, she's a beast. She's a beast.
She really is, honestly.
Yeah. And so like
She's built.
she's built like there's like say she really didn't have a bad event. She was once again one of the few that was able to get to her shoulder. I think she got to her shoulder for the stone medley 3 times. I'd have to double check that. Um,
Mhm.
and it was absolutely amazing to watch her perform. And she's been in it for a little while now, so it's good to see that she's like still there. And then
Yeah.
she is from Ukraine. And then the complete underdog, new to the scene, Alicia Jared from United States, who was the amateur winner last year, came through and won this one. Like,
So
what?
crazy.
Absolutely. And like, I was in awe of her this entire weekend because, like, you didn't really know who she was. Like, I didn't. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, okay, this whatever. But oh my god, she blew us away. And like, she did great with the deadlift, and like her deadlift, she had more in the tank. She could have gotten more. The
Mhm.
frame, I think she did well on. She won the Denny Stones, or the Denny Stone, whatever the name is. And
Yeah.
one little funny thing with the monster dumbbell, so she was, I want to say, the second weight, and so she got it up over her head, but like she lost her balance, so she took like 3 steps back, and so she's walking with it over her head, and then
Oh.
and normally you would just drop it, but instead she
Yeah.
just used those back up. And the commentators like, "Guy, like girl, we have the um,
You're good. You're good.
you're fine, you don't need to walk it back." But her highlight, one of the many highlights from this competition was that stone medley. So she
Wow.
blew it away. Like absolutely blew it away. She got um 6 reps on that last natural stone. And it was like it was one motion, like she got to her lap and boom, right up to her shoulder. Like
Wow.
it was amazing to watch.
I
Absolutely.
gotta say, it's pretty interesting to see, like, I know a lot of like the elites and the masters of the strongman sport. They talk about the young competitors kind of just like jumping in and nailing everything. But it's just like amazing to see they progress so fast. It's almost like mind blowing because it's just like you see them for the first time and you're just like, oh, a new baby arrived. Like, oh, I can't wait to see what they lived. And then you see them live, and you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah, and it was like so funny. She was doing her interview afterwards. She's like, "I was fangirling so hard back there," and you're like, "Bitch, you just beat everyone." And like it's so funny. She was commenting about like how much of an honor it was to be with these people. We're like, "Girl, you just won the Arnolds," and she's like, "Oh my God, there's Lucy Underdown. Oh, there's Donna Moore. Like, you are one of them." And like, there's a beautiful
Oh,
picture of the girls just like with Angelisa in the center holding up the trophy and the girls just all surrounding and cheering her. It's just like,
oh,
oh, it makes my heart glow, right?
we love it. We stand. We stand.
And absolutely. Oh, so it
Oh,
was amazing to watch.
I cannot wait, honestly. Once I get my finals done and my interviews, I'm sitting down and that's all I'm going to be doing this weekend.
Yeah, that was me last weekend. So, but
All right. All right. And do you want to get into the males competition? How did they
yes.
do?
So we had 11 men do this competition. And so we at the very bottom, unfortunately, we have Maxine. He pulled a lat muscle.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Mm-mm. I don't want to see this.
Oh, they don't believe it's attached to anything. So, whew.
Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah, this one has some gnarly injuries as well. So unfortunately he did finish it at 0, not the one he wanted. So hopefully it's not too bad that like he's out for the rest of the season. We'll wait and
yeah.
see there, unfortunately, is what we said. Then we have
Pray for a speedy recovery.
right, yes, everyone
Mm.
think of him. I don't know how to say this name. It's Oscar. I'm not even gonna try. He's from Poland.
Ziolokowski.
Yes. So
Ziałkowski.
the name's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Really hard.
He's from Poland.
Yes, he's from Poland. And so he finished sixth. This was his first competition. Like he didn't have any standout performances, but like the fact that he was there, like that's
He
amazing.
showed up.
He showed up,
Yeah.
great. Then we
And
had, yeah,
oh, I was just gonna say, considering that he was 2 points away from ninth, like I think that's pretty good for your first competition.
well, that is because Tom Evans got hurt.
No way. Oh
Mm,
my gosh. This was just like bad juju all around.
so there's a lot of bad juju. So
Mm.
Maxine got hurt. Then Tom Evans, oh, I was excited for him. He was doing really well with like the max deadlift, and I was really excited to see how he would do with the stones.
Mm.
Unfortunately, he got hurt, tore a bicep, so he was out.
On the
So
stones.
no, his was let's make sure I'm looking at the right thing. His was the yes, it was the stones,
Oh,
the Webster stone, not the Denny stones, but same idea.
okay. Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah. And then we had Martin Lisi's. I, you know what? He was just having a rough go. It was not
Oh,
his.
really?
He was not. He finished eighth with 23 points. He didn't even look like he was enjoying himself. Like he had just taken a
Oh.
year off. This was he does this thing where he does a year on, year off, year on, year off. And
Hmm.
he did not look like he enjoyed it. He was not himself. Like I don't know what was up. It was not the Martins that we love and adore. He was
I was
not.
gonna say,
He didn't even have the energy like he usually does. Like something was off.
yeah, because I remember him being like super bubbly, like super hype.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
wasn't there. Wasn't there.
hope
So
you're
like
okay, Martine.
yeah, like he was just having a rough day, rough competition. Didn't go well. I like
Yeah.
I haven't heard as to why, but it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And once again, he is from the U.S. And then we have Evan Singleton, who is from the U.S. He came in seventh with 24 points. He did
1 point difference.
huh? Right, the
1
difference.
point. Wow.
No, we're yeah. And so he finished. He did pretty well with the deadlift. He finished in fourth. he did really well with this the Webster stone, so the walking with the stones. He came in ninth with that, but then he really struggled with the Apollo's wheel, the axle press. And then unfortunately, I
Oh.
don't know once again what happened, but he had to withdraw too. There's a lot of
Oh.
oh yeah. I
Wow.
haven't exactly heard what happened to him as well, but he had to get out as well. He
Mm.
wasn't able to do the last event, which was the strong one. And then we have our your boy. And once again, these are all like Martins was 23, Evan Singleton was 24, and Alexei Novikov was 25. So these ones were it was so close.
It was tight. Yeah.
It was tight. And like so he came in sixth and he is from the Ukraine. He's also 2020's World's Strongest Man. So he is and Martins Lissy is 2019's World's Strongest Man. So these are competitors.
These are
So
some big boys.
he has some big boys. Yeah, there was he hurt it on the timber carry as well. He hurt his bicep. Like you saw him kind of like, what's going on here? So with
Wow.
so but like it didn't look like it was completely off because it's gnarly when it's completely off. It like pulls up, but like it wasn't there. But it was he had hurt like he was like looking at it and like showing the judge being like, is it off type of situation.
Oh
Oh
my god.
yeah, it's so funny to watch because they look like you would think tearing a bicep, um,
Would hurt.
but like it's like apparently like an instant pain and then it's fine.
I don't like that. That's worse. That's worse. When you can't feel pain, that's a problem.
But no, there's nothing. There's no nerves. It's a tendon.
No, that stresses me out,
Oh,
girl.
it's,
No.
it's not a good thing, but like yeah. Um,
Oh,
and then we
man.
have Bobby Thompson, who is from America. He has been the world log lift record. He's um he's won America's Strongest Man. He's definitely there. He hasn't won the big titles yet, but he's there. He's been in the top 5, so he's doing great. So he had an amazing deadlift. He came in second to the deadlift.
Okay.
And then he did really well on the Apollo's wheel as well, the axle press. Um,
Good.
and then, but unfortunately, the stoned over was really hard for everyone's like. And I was talking to one of my friends at Strongman training on Sunday, and they were saying it was the shape of it. It was very oval, which is hard
Mm,
to stabilize above your head.
yeah.
It was 300 pounds. Like I couldn't do that.
Awkward shape, heavy. No thanks.
And then we have now we're into our top 4. So Bobby Thompson had 32 points, and then Thor came in fourth with 38 points, and he was doing phenomenal up until the last event.
The stones.
Yeah. So he tore his pec off like 10 minutes ago. So testing is really hard for him. So
Yeah.
but he got an amazing deadlift of one like over 1,000 pounds. Came in first for the deadlift, amazing.
As you do.
He came in second, which was phenomenal because like he's a big guy. Like that's huge.
Mhm.
The walking stone once he came in second, like he was there. And the Apollos, he came in like there was 3 people all who got 1 rep for, but that's 7 points because no one else could get it, right? So 3 points is a big jump.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
a step.
that last event cost him being on the podium. I don't know where it just depends on where it be time wise, but he couldn't press it, and
Wow.
it was sad. I felt so bad for him because like literally he was okay. Second, first, second, um, tied for third, and then zeroed, and he came in fourth. Like
Ouch.
he would have been on the podium. So he was very impressive for his first competition back, and
Yeah.
I felt so bad that he wasn't able to get it.
But he made the other boys sweat, which is what he came to do.
He did. And then we have Mateusz Kiliuszkowski from Poland. And so he came in second with 40 points. Mateusz Kiliuszkowski from Poland with 40 points came in second. So he is the best who never win. World's Strongest Man or the Arnolds. Like
Mhm.
he's there. He's there. I hadn't really seen Orbit. This was the first competition that I've been impressed with him. Like, not saying
Mhm.
that he's not impressive, but the first one I've actually watched because he kept on getting hurt. Like he had
Yeah.
probably about like I want to say 4 bicep tendons, something with his arms or tricep. Like he just kept on getting hurt. He just hadn't healed. But this was the first one I was like, dude, this you were awesome to watch. And I get what people are saying now because
Yeah.
Andrew from Strongman was like, oh, he's so awesome. I'm like, eh, type of situation.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, like he kind of rushed himself a little bit, like when he was trying to do the weights. So it caused him to like get more injuries because he was trying to like push himself and he was too fast and it just wasn't, it was just like an awkward
It was like
movement.
he kept on. He did get enough time. He just kept on getting injured because like he. It was probably like since I started watching it in 2020. This is really the first year that he's healthy.
Okay.
So like he's it's just
Okay.
it's a ring of more bad luck.
Mm,
And at least from my I don't know too much, but it doesn't seem like because from what it looks like, he looks like he's giving you enough time. But then like you get nervous when you've hurt you something like that, like you're about
yeah.
rehurting it. I know that
Yeah.
type of situation. But you know, he has the world record in that timber carry. He didn't break his record, but still did amazing. Um, he got 4 reps, easy reps on the axle, and came in first for the stone medley, which was impressive because he got
Nice.
5. He did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he did 3 reps on that natural stone when most people couldn't even get one.
Wow.
So
That shows that he's got good grip.
oh, it's he's more of a natural strong man, I guess you would say. Like he's that
Okay.
farm boy who would push a truck up a hill. He would just lift
Okay.
sticks compared to gym training, I guess, from least
Yeah.
from what I would say.
Um, I well, as we've discussed in the first episode, I'm not a maritimer. So what we would call those is we would call them farm hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. We call them handsers. Or not handsers, sorry. Yeah, we call them farm hands. So it's even like my partner, he's got like really weird calluses, and like when he's in the water his hands wrinkle in a different way, and it's just like past genetics that come from surviving in the outdoors that transcended into his generation. And a lot of people who have like a natural grip strength, um that's what we classify them as. We call them as farm hands because they just have this natural ability to be able to like cling on to something versus someone else not so much.
See, it's a running joke that Canada has really good script in the strongman world. Yep.
I won't jump on that. I won't bite. I won't bite. I'll be good. I'll be good.
Dirty minded girl. And then speaking of Canadians, Mitchell
Mitchell
Hooper.
Hooper. No telling that we're biased.
He literally just had a baby 2 weeks ago. Well, his wife did. 2 weeks. He's like, I left my 2 week old baby. I came to win. Yeah.
He
So like,
won in their name.
yep. So he came in third for the deadlift, first for the timber carry, first for the stone carry, first for the wheel, and he came in second for the stone loft. So one thing, like I get it. He was trying to do this thing where he was going through the stones, and he brought Arnold Schwarzenegger up on the stage while he tried to lift the natural stone. So he's a little showboating. Unfortunately, he didn't get it, but he's making a good joke with it.
Oh,
He's like, "Oops." When you think like that, don't know that no, oh no song or whatever.
yeah.
Couple being like, when you try to impress Arnold and you don't lift the stone. So he's making a good fun of it.
Oh, he's good about it, which is great.
But no. So yeah,
Bad love.
the Arnold recap. That apparently was not a recap, it was a full detailed thing. And the main focus of this.
That's okay. It's actually hyped me up more to watch it. So thank you so much for
See, this
filling me
especially
in.
the knowing, like, because now you're like, I want to see this.
I'm I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous to watch it now because like I'm excited to see it, but then I know when to kind of like put my eyes like this. I'm like, oh, it's the stone event. I'm gonna see a bicep. Yeah. But thank you so much for recapping that. Honestly, I cannot wait to watch the Arnolds because it's a show of a lifetime. Like, it's so well produced. It's not the longest standing show of Strongman, but it's
It's one of
definitely
the
like,
heaviest. It is one of the heaviest.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
before, Strongest Man on Earth, it was arguably the strongest heavier, sorry, than World's Strongest Man.
Thank you so much for showing us all the stats and filling us in. I'm definitely going to know when to cover my eyes this weekend. But let's take a little hydration break and then we'll get into this
Pass or
smash
pass?
or pass.